Today's lecture is a part of the environmental engineering aspects of the civil engineering syllabus, and today I'm going to be talking about air pollution. So air pollution is the most obviously identifiable form of pollutions, and it is also one of the oldest identified forms. With the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, so what was glorified at that time was for the European countries to have factories which emitted smoke from the coal combustion happening there. And gradually people began to realize that the smoke emitted from these factories is also harmful to their health and also harming the plants and their materials. With the London smog was one of the first recorded incidents in history where multiple deaths occurred due to air pollution, and this is what highlighted air pollution at that time. Over the years, many efforts have been made to decrease air pollution, but because of all the development happening, air pollution has been constantly on the rise. Recently, in 2012, the World Health Organization released a report that said that approximately 3 million deaths occurred worldwide which were caused because of air pollution, and not surprisingly, 1/5 of these were said to be occurring in India. And with the report that came out just this month, the WHO says that Delhi is the second most polluted city in the world, and worldwide more than 9 out of 10 people are living in conditions where the air quality is much below the recommended levels. So with all these words like air quality and air pollution, we should really get into a discussion about what air pollution is. And so today I'm going to start talking about what is air pollution, and once I'm done talking about air pollution, I will discuss what the sources are, and yes, so I'm going to talk about what the sources of the air pollution are, mainly what these pollutants are, and I'm going to move on to the meteorology, or how these pollutants move from one place to another. Beginning with what these pollutants are, air pollution is basically presence of either gases, or liquids, or solids in the air which are harmful to our health, which can harm animals, which can harm plants, which can harm materials. Yes, so these pollutants could be either from a natural source or from an anthropogenic origin. Naturally occurring pollutants are released into the air because of certain natural phenomena like volcanic eruptions, because of naturally occurring forest fires, and also certain decaying processes that occur in nature. Another naturally occurring source of pollutants in the air is sea spray. Anthropogenic or man-made sources of pollution are mostly because of industrial activities, because of vehicles, and because of power generation activities. Another way to classify these pollutants is as criteria pollutants. So what are these criteria pollutants? These are the pollutants which are specified by the US EPA and have certain standards associated with them. These criteria pollutants are carbon monoxide, oxides of sulfur, oxides of nitrogen, some particulate matter, lead, and ozone which is present in the troposphere. Normally ozone is present in the stratosphere, which is helpful for us because it prevents us from the UV rays, but ozone in the troposphere or at ground level where we could breathe them is very harmful for us. So these are the criteria pollutants. Another category is the hazardous pollutants. So this basically is a list of around 180 or so chemicals which are known to be carcinogenic, which are known to cause serious respiratory illnesses or reproductive disorders. So yes, so these are very harmful chemicals. And finally, and other than the criteria and the hazardous pollutants, there is the non-criteria air pollutants, which basically covers the pollutants which are not covered in these two categories. There is another way to categorize these air pollutants, which is primary, so primary air pollutants are those which are emitted from a source, and these directly, like these pollutants, without undergoing any change, they are directly just plain harmful for us. Yeah, so the primary pollutants are carbon monoxide, again oxides of sulfur, oxides of nitrogen, they are also lead and particulate matter. The secondary pollutants are those which are formed as a reaction of either these primary pollutants or other components present in the air with the environmental conditions. So examples of secondary pollutants could be ozone, which is formed at ground level. Another example could be PAN, which is peroxyacetyl nitrates. Smog, which is a mixture of nitrous oxides reacting with the sunlight.